Hey, this is Kirby at Electric Fossil Studio in Milford, Delaware, and today I want to talk about a story of perseverance and optimism. So, you've heard of many of the bands from the 70s, the Fleetwood Macs, ZZ Top, Foghat, Aerosmith. The list could go on and on. One of those bands, surely, that you might know about is Boston. Now, what you probably don't know is Boston has a very unique story, which is kind of unlike the rest of the other bands that I just listed. Because Tom Scholz, who is the guitar player for Boston, pretty much is Boston. So, Tom Scholz, an MIT graduate, let me stop right there. The rock star, the rock guitar player for Boston, graduated from MIT. I don't know many guitar players and musicians that can say that. He's one in a very, very small few, elite group, if you will, of MIT graduates. So he worked and lived in Boston for the Polaroid company, and he was an engineer for them. So he graduated from MIT. He's working for Polaroid. He built, throughout that time, he built a home studio, which was not common, by the way. It's everybody seems to have a home studio these days, but it was not common then. He built a home studio, and then for 6 years, while he's working for Polaroid, he submitted demos of his music to record labels to try to get a record deal. And eventually, after 6 years of trying, 6 years of working in a home studio, 6 years of working on demos, 6 years of honing in his craft, finally got a record deal through Epic Records. Now, if you've seen an interview with Tom Scholz, he's not one of those like, oh, I guess it'll happen. Or maybe, I don't know. And he's not really erratic. He's that one of the happiest, most delightful people you've heard, especially from in the rock world. There's not a lot of airs of like coolness about him. He's just like plucky, happy to be here kind of guy. And I think that optimism, also his just insatiable curiosity to figure out a way to make it happen, his perseverance, that's what led to his ability to get a record deal. Now, what Tom Scholz eventually did is he pulled together a band. He hired a singer that worked in town and hired a drummer to record the first album, and then hired a band to be Boston on the road. And that's it. That's the story goes. Now, the other little tag to that story is that Tom did not, well, I can't say he did not get involved with sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I don't know his personal life that well. But he didn't just become successful, get a drug habit, and then have hard times and then come back to fall, that he didn't have that story. His story was get a successful rock band, make a ton of money, started an equipment company called Rockman, and then live kind of happily ever after. That's the Tom Scholz story. It's pretty great. It's a change of pace from the other stories that we hear about a lot. So here's the Tom Scholz of Boston for optimism and perseverance. And go listen to the interviews. Just listen to how he talks and how he carries himself. It's something that we all could benefit from. I know I'm guilty of pushing out unabashed optimism myself. Thanks, Tom Scholz. See you guys.